I also need to plant some of the strawberries. That's gonna be my saving grace. So we're gonna take that shelf out, but we're repurposing it. Okay, we're gonna put some Rub Terra treats in. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today we are going to cover our soil and feed our soil with these bags, which is grass that someone, a friend of mine, saved for me. But you wanna know what else I got when I went to pick up these bags? Totally not garden related, but I am excited about it because I literally was saying earlier this month, I wanna get one. And then my friend's neighbor, military, was moving, and guess what? I got a really nice fire pit. OMG, y'all. When I tell y'all I don't like the cold, I really do not like the cold, right? So I like being outside though. And a fire pit would make it so nice to be able to sit outside in the fall. And so I can't wait to get that set up somewhere. The neighbor had some wood, and my friend was like, do you want the wood? And originally I was like, no, I don't do wood garden beds, but I could make a nice spot with some chairs to sit in over on that side of the yard with that fire pit. So I told him, I sent him a message. I said, if your neighbor hasn't gotten rid of it, I will absolutely take it. But we're gonna get started because I also need to plant some of the strawberries because I still have them. We're probably gonna meet on Saturday. So again, if you're in the area, we are meeting in Richmond, Virginia. And if you are, in the area and you want some, let me know. So we haven't decided a time or anything yet, but if you do want some, let me know because I could tell you the location and the time. I'm gonna plant some of those in the hanging pots that's in the greenhouse. So this soil very much is gonna need some care and love because I haven't done anything with it in a while. But we're gonna pull those down and we're gonna plant some of those strawberries in it. And then I'll have hanging strawberries going across the greenhouse. The other thing, still looking good in here. Love it. I absolutely love it. Very glad I didn't give up on greenhouse growing because I do believe, I think I said it last time, that's gonna be my saving grace. I might have said it over on Instagram. Anyway, let's get to work because it's what, 1:14. My watch is actually charged today. It's 1:14. Have to pick my daughter up at 3. I would like to be done with all of this stuff before I go pick her up, and then I could just be inside. So what we're doing, my friend and then his neighbor saves their grass for me and they bag it up and I go pick it up. It has not been sprayed. So if this is something you're interested in, whoever's saving it for you, make sure you ask them, like, do you spray? What do you do? Because the same thing that they spray in the grass is going to end up in your garden bed, but they do not spray. So for the garden bed that we put the chicken bedding down on, which is this one, I'm not going to put this down because I've already pretty much nourished it, gave it some organic matter. But this one over here, we're going to do a layer of grass on it. The middle bed right here, we're going to do a layer of grass. The bed over here, we're also going to do a layer of grass. And then the bed right by the strawberry patch, we're going to do it too. And I think, yeah, we need to do it over. No, we put chicken bedding on this one. So I think we're good right here too. And then if we have some left, which I do think we're going to have some left, we're going to start layering it into the bags as well. And then, of course, when the leaves start to fall, we'll put leaves on these bags too. By the way, I was saying how I didn't know how I was going to get the leaves because I put the wood chips in the front. And a few people said, just get a leaf blower. Thank you, because I did not think about that. Another thing that I'm doing is making sure I'm hydrated. I put a goal in my planner. It has a goal section to drink 3 cups of these a day. I am not a water drinker, but I am trying to work on staying hydrated. I'm trying to work on making sure that I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. I know we talked about it before. The amount of things you do not do when you are in a job that just is sucking the life out of you. So those are the things that I'm trying to do, and then we're gonna work on kicking that little habit I got. But anyway, these are the bags of grass. We're literally just gonna start layering it in here, and we're not gonna mix it in or anything. We're just gonna put it on the garden bed and let it decompose. Gives organic matter back to the soil. So one bed down. It doesn't take long at all. One bed down, what, 3 more to go? We got 3 more to go, and I think I definitely have enough to do the bags, because that wasn't even half of the grass that he gave me in the first bag. So here's the thing with this. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. This could attract slugs, because when you mulch, you are holding in moisture, right? It's a moisturized place when you mulch. So it could attract slugs, it could attract snails. I plan to be out here checking, so I feel fine with this. I've done this before. I actually used to use straw. The other thing is it could have weed seeds in it. I did not put it into the compost. Normally, as they save the grass for me during the summer, I'll use it as nitrogen to warm up my compost pile. But we all know I did not take care of my compost pile this year, and then I just told them, y'all wait until next year. But they kept saving it anyway. And so when he said it this time, I was like, yeah, I'll come and get it, because I can use it for mulch on the garden beds, also a way to give nutrients back to the plants. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these beds covered, and then we are going to plant the strawberry plants. You know, the other thing I'm gonna do is take the shelf out of the greenhouse, because that's where at first I said I was going to overwinter my peppers in the smaller greenhouse, but if I'm going to heat the greenhouse over here, then I guess I should put my peppers and my moringa and my lemongrass over in that greenhouse. So we're gonna take that shelf out, but we're repurposing it. I'm gonna use it to hold all those boots we got up there. I done pulled a carrot by mistake. That's tough. Look, y'all, I made a mistake of pulling a carrot trying to pick this bag up. I gave it to the chickens. All right, we're done. This bed is covered. I want to show y'all these Brussels sprouts too. Y'all remember how eating up the Brussels sprouts were? Them middle leaves is nice now though. Middle leaves is nice. Don't know what we're gonna get from them, but same thing with the broccoli though. So we got this bed done. We even did the flower bed. I'm gonna try to start treating the flower bed more like an actual garden bed. But you can see the snapdragons look real good too. They getting stronger and stronger every day. And someone asked me if I clip them when they're that small. I personally don't. I want them to get established a little bit before I do it, but it does make them bushier. If I'm going to do it, I do it later on in their life. By the way, y'all mentioned me putting some of the wood stumps here. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna get someone else to come and put them here, not me. But I think it's a great idea. So thank y'all very much for saying that. That way, when it rains, even if it pushes it down, I also think putting this on here, because this grass was dry, must have been sitting for a while. I normally do that. He'll tell me he got grass, and I'd be like, I'm coming. And I don't get over there in time. Anyway, this grass was dry, so this is more like a mulch, but it's also still gonna put organic matter back into the soil. We did the Vigo garden bed one as well. So if you're interested in Vigo garden beds, I have a link down in my description. I never mentioned that, but I do if you're interested. This bed is also done now. We still need to come out and get these beans. They're pretty much dry at this point, and I'm just saving them for seed. I'm not like gonna eat those or anything. Other thing, which we got other beds done too. Got the middle bed done, by the way, if y'all remember. This was sticks. Got us some leaves. This is a kohlrabi. This one's still trying to fight back, but we leaving it still. Remember I showed y'all the other broccoli that was coming back? That's what it's looking like now. So still hope for that one. And then we did the bed right here, right in front of the strawberry bed too. So we're looking good. We getting there, y'all. We are getting there. I'm so happy with my garden now. Like, when I say happy, I'm just happy that it doesn't look trash. But like, some of these plants could do a little bit better. Let me show you this other broccoli plant. Look at that one. And then the one that is sticks, it's growing its side shoots now. So I'm still gonna get something off of this plant of sticks. Cause you see that? It's growing side shoots. Hope y'all can see it. Let me see. Yeah, it's growing side shoots now. So that's amazing. Oh, that one leek that I left in this bed is huge. Look at it. That leek is nice. That's nice. I need about 2 more to get like that. Then we making leek and potato soup. Right now, there's one really big bee in here. He having a ball. He's on the basil earlier. So right now, I'm gonna go and pull some strawberry plants, and then we're gonna move over into the greenhouse. So to tell you what I've been doing with these, because I wasn't gonna sit and pot them all up. I've just been making sure that they're moist, and then I kind of flip them to make sure the soil stays moist until I can get them to people. But that's what I've been doing. I probably need to put a little more water in it now, but that's what I've been doing to keep them moist, to keep them alive till I can do a meetup. Inspiration. That soil is dry, y'all. I feel like I got some container soil because I feel like we're gonna have to add something to that. Also needed the water hose, so I went and pulled that. It's a hose reel, so it comes all the way over here. I love that thing. It's from Vevor. Okay, it's warm out here today, y'all. It's also them little bees in here. Lord. All right, so we got our strawberry plants. Now we need to basically break this soil up, move it around. There were already strawberries in here, so I need to take those out because they probably died a year or so ago. So I'm gonna take those out. I need to put my gloves on too. Then we're gonna soak this soil down real good and add some granulated fertilizer to it is what I'm going to do. And then I have a little bit of a indoor-outdoor container mix there, but then I have some more potting soil up on the porch that we're gonna use to just add some more soil that's, you know, alive in here to maybe kickstart this stuff. So we're gonna do that. You know what? I got these hanging pots for free from Lowe's. They were throwing out plants, and I asked the girl, I said, well, what are y'all gonna do with the pots? And she said, this was a few years ago, and she said, we're gonna throw those away too. And I was like, well, can I have them? She was like, yeah. So that's where I got these hanging pots from. And I actually used the weight in them as another way to weigh down this greenhouse. That's another reason why nothing was growing in here, but I still had the pots up here, because it's a good way to hang to weigh down the greenhouse too. It adds a little weight. When I say just dry and dead, but we're gonna bring it back. The fact that, like, you can see that there was strawberries in here, but even the strawberry plant is just dried out. Bunch of dead bees in here too. I won't doing this one right. But another issue, this one is actually kind of moist. That's crazy. Another issue with this was I was not coming over here to water the greenhouse. I had these before I had that hose reel, and it was just a hassle to get over here. It was just a whole entire hassle to get over here, and I didn't do it. All right, like this soil is pretty nice. This one is super dry. I mean, it's super dry, and I'm gonna have to let it sit for a little bit though. And I'm breaking up the roots pretty much too. Breaking up the roots pretty good. Okay, so this is the granulated fertilizer that I'm going to use. It's what I use in the garden beds. I use it everywhere. All right, so we're gonna put some of this granulated fertilizer into the pots. Then we're gonna water it and just let it sit. We're gonna water it a couple of times, maybe even 3 times, and let it sit until the soil starts to soak up the moisture, which could take a minute. If I had something, I would just sit these pots in some water and let them pull up the moisture, but I don't have anything. That's not true. I have a tote, but I'm not getting that tote from under there. So we just gonna do it this way. Adding compost to this would be much better. I don't have any compost though. I'm gonna do it just like this. I'm gonna mix it in. I'm gonna make sure the granulated fertilizer is mixed in with the soil, because that's how it's gonna start breaking down. I always say it. It has to be in touch with the soil and be moist for it to start breaking down. Could get more hanging pots and just have these going all the way down the greenhouse. That would be cool. Or even hanging from the trellises out in the garden, because that's where these started out before I got this greenhouse. And that's also where them strawberries' life ended, because I won't come over here to water like I was supposed to. Snail shell in there. I don't think there's a snail in it though. Okay, so now I'm gonna move all my stuff back and start watering. So I'm gonna do it real slow, a light water. No point in doing it fast, because it's just gonna drain through. If your soil is, I think it's called, I'm not really sure what it's called, but there's a term for when your soil won't stay moist. But yeah, we're just gonna water slowly for all of them. Before you start to water, pick up your pot. You'll start to feel the difference when the soil is actually absorbing the water. This is the mist setting that works too. Okay, lighting is bad. Sorry about that. But all those shoes is over there in that corner. They're gonna go onto this stand, which is a better way. Well, yeah, it's a better way to use it, because I wasn't really using it in the greenhouse anymore. And even when it's time for me to bring seedlings out, that wasn't in a spot where it could get enough light, so the seedlings would be right at the front of the greenhouse anyway. So I felt like it was a good thing to do. Just move it out and repurpose it. I need a slight break. Looks much better over there. I do like that. I like that much better. Whew. I had to go put this chicken food in the cans, but the cans got rusted when I left them sitting where it was raining with no top on it. So I think I'm gonna put bags in there. I want to put it back in the chicken area, but the chicken area, like, I want them to have more space. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to leave them right there by the greenhouse, so we don't have to come all the way up on the porch when we get their food. And then I'm going to feed them. Oh, the other thing is, I put their food in this little shed, porch shed, I guess you could call it. And it started to mildew. I guess because it was hot outside and it was moist inside of there for whatever reason. I don't know. I probably lost quite, like, maybe a quarter of a bag because I started to notice, and I was like, oh my goodness, there's mildew in here. So I bought 2 bags. I'm at the Tractor Supply this morning. I got them that food and that feeding block, because listen, it is about to get cold and chickens store their heat for the night by eating. So I'm trying to make sure, I mean, it's already cold here, but for chickens, well, It's already cold at night here, but for chickens, it's not cold. But like when we start getting down into the teens, which is not often, but some nights we do get cold, I want them to, you know, have availability to food regardless. And so I'm going to start getting those for them again. It's probably been 2 months or so since I got them. I've gotten them before for them. I also got them some grit that I'm going to start putting into their food, because that helps them to break down the food in their gizzard, because they do not chew. And then I forgot to get scratch grain, so I have to go back and get scratch grain. That's another good treat to give them when it's getting cold. So I'm taking a break right now. I need to get my water. I'm on number 2 though. I drank 1, so this is number 2. This is me hydrating. I'm about to go back and check the check those strawberries to see if we good to go on, well, the soil. I'm sure we're not good to go on that soil, if I'm honest, but I'm gonna go back over there. And then I don't have a lot else to do out here tonight, I don't think, this evening. Oh, I'm gonna put some more water on those strawberries too. Like I said, we meet is Saturday, so I should be able to keep them alive until Saturday for sure. I'm thinking about cutting the tree, just trimming the tree back over the chickens, because I think that it has grown a lot from 2020 until now, and it's shading my garden way more in the fall than it used to. It's not my tree, but law here is if it's hanging over my property, I can cut it. The parts that's hanging over my property, I can cut it. Although the neighbor behind me, when they first moved in, he asked me, like, what did I feel about it? And I was like, you can do whatever. It's his tree, for one. But I was like, you can do whatever you want to with it. I would like to keep some of it for the girls. But, you know, I do think I'm going to have to trim that a little bit. I might look into that next year, right before the spring garden season, having somebody cut that for me. Whew. And I may run the sprinkler this evening. I'm thinking I might run the sprinkler to wet down that dry grass so it doesn't just fly away. All right, let us go check this soil. Dry as I thought it was, or as bad as I thought it was, because it's actually pretty heavy already. But we still just gonna water it a little bit more, considering we're putting new plants in here. We're not putting new plants in here. We're transplanting plants into this. So I'm seeing some of the fertilizer still on the top. So I'm just gonna break it up a little bit. So just gonna move it around a little bit. Also gonna dig down. Oh yeah. It wasn't as dry as I thought, but we still have some dryness. So we're gonna water it a little bit more. Nice, okay. It wasn't as, well, it was as dry as I thought. It wasn't as bad as I thought. This one is, I take that back. This one still needs quite a bit of water. And you see the dry dirt, the dry soil is still there. So we're gonna keep watering that one. This one is pretty much like that one. Close to the bottom, it's still dry. But in general, it's picking up the moisture, so that's a plus. And I'm sure this one is fine. Yeah, we're not even gonna water this anymore, because this soil was already moist somehow. But these three right here, 1, 2, and 3, we need to keep watering those. Well, we got to go get Friend real quick. So that's a good time to let it just sit. I did not finish up by 3 like I said I wanted to. We'll go get Friend and I'll be right back. So I decided I'm going to move this over some and have the plants further back over there. But yeah, I feel like I like this here. A little bit more space over here. More space over here now. And then I could put the plants back here in the bags. So let's check this soil one more time. I think my bun was too tight, y'all. I had to take it down for a minute. So we're gonna check this soil one more time. I think we should be good now. It's set. Yep, that one is good. Guess I should show y'all what I'm talking about. I'm just digging down. This is the one that was the driest. Yeah, that one still needs some more. That one needs some more water. So we'll spray that again. And let's check this one. Feels like it's good. That one is good too, because we don't want it sopping. We just want it moist. This one giving me a hard time. This one is giving me a hard time, but it's getting there. So we're gonna do that again, let it sit, but I'm gonna start planting. We're gonna start planting the rest of them. See, this one still has water coming out of it because it's still dry. So we fertilized this soil, added a little more soil to it. I'm gonna put 2 plants in here. I may find that I have to take one out, but right now I have a whole bunch, so it's okay. And so I'm gonna do one like right here and one over here. And I'm just going to drop it in, but like I said on my last video, I'm not gonna plant past this because that's where my new leaves are gonna come out of. All right, so one planted. This one is a very big one, so we only gonna plant one like this in one pot instead of doing 2. So we'll go ahead and drop that one down in here. And really, yeah, we need to break it up. These are several plants together, so I just broke it up. I probably could break this one off too, but and it'll just make its own plant. See, it has its own roots. So yeah, we're gonna do 2 in a pot. And just like that, we have potted up 3 pots of strawberries. We still got the 4th one to go, but I want to make sure that they are I want to make sure that the soil is moist before I put them in here. So now the ones we potted up, we're going to water one more time. Watering helps the soil to settle around the roots. Any air gaps and things like that, the water will help it to settle. This is just like when people say they're going to water their plants in when they transplant. It's the same thing. So now the ones that we have potted up, we're going to go ahead and hang them back up. I'm going to hang them closer to the front now because I want them to get sun. Before, it was just soil in a pot. I love it. I love it. Like, that's so nice. I think it's gonna be so nice. That was my whole plan originally, to have strawberries. Like, I walk through here and then have strawberries hanging down, but I didn't keep that up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and check this one more time. I feel like we should be good for that one. Then we're gonna have to spray this table down. But I'm glad to be out here getting use of my greenhouse. Oh yeah, I think we're good this time. Yep, we're good this time. Let me show you. The whole thing is just to make sure the soil under is moist as well. And we are good. That's surprising. Uh-oh. There's a little bit of dryness now that I pushed it a little more. All right, we're gonna water that one more time. The whole point is make sure all of the soil, for me, all of the soil in the pot is moist. While we wait for that, I'm gonna go and put this chicken feed in these cans. The next thing we need to do in this greenhouse is that other garden bed. You know, I have a smaller garden bed in here that has herbs in it that I plan to use medicinally, but that bed needs some work. So just like I did with this bed, I think we're gonna empty some bags into that bed and get that bed doing a little bit better too. So that's the next thing we're gonna do. I don't think we're gonna do it today, but that is the next thing we need to do. It probably won't even take that many bags. We might do it today. Let me go put this chicken feed in this can. So imagine I was gonna get trash bags to dump this food into the trash bag. It's already in a bag. I'm just gonna open one, use it, then open the other one, but keep it in the bag. I mean, what am I, y'all? I feel like I wasn't thinking that time. I was about to go in the house and get a whole trash bag. Maybe because it's a trash can, that's why I thought that way. Ta-da! Now I'm gonna go get their things so I can feed them. I did get a better scoop. I was using a, that's hot. I was using a gallon. I was using a mason jar to get their food, but I feel like this would be easier for me. And now that it's starting to get chilly, I need it to be as easy as it can be. Probably gonna put their treats in here too. Their Grub Terra treats, I'm probably gonna put it in here too. That way we don't have to go all the way up on the porch to get those either. Oh, so much better. Love that. Nice. 2 to 3 scoops. Awesome. Quail. They need food too. Yeah, that's so much easier. Even for my tiny homestead, that's easier. All right. Okay, we're gonna put some Grub Terra treats in. There's a link. I love these things. I get them, but I also will buy from Tractor Supply. If I don't, they're black soldier fly larvae, sustainably sourced. I also give some to the quail. Just mix it in with the food. Okay. And then, like I said, I started giving them hot pepper. So I just sprinkle a little bit of that in there. Is it necessary? Probably not. I definitely think it helped my chickens with vent gleat though. So I am a believer. And I ended up putting a hole in this. So we just gonna pull it aside. This is chick grit. And then I just kind of mix it in together so they can get all kinds of treats all together. And that is it for today. This is fall and winter, the kind of things that I do for fall and winter. The hot pepper flakes though is gonna be an all year round type thing, because I do think that it's just simply a good way to keep them healthy. All right, well, now we have finished what I wanted to do in the greenhouse today, which was get the strawberries planted up. But I want to show you what it's looking like now. It's looking really nice. We moved the shelf out. We've cleaned it out. I'm trying to hydrate this soil over here. It is horrible. So that's that. So there you have it. We have our pots. We have our bed that's growing nicely. We've cleaned up the back, moved our table, and we're still working on that bed. But that is it for me this evening. I will see y'all, in probably about 2 days. And when we do, I'm not sure what we'll be doing because the tasks are getting less and less every day, which is a great thing for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in the garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.